We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. Jack and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Steve and Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from the Valley of the Sun.
Today's Jill Friday, and she's going to talk about embracing the hate and then sending out more mail.
This comes up because I think every day there's somebody getting a mailer. I'm sure of it. I'm sure in our community there's somebody getting their first mailer out probably darn near every day or every week at least. And then these questions pop up. And I think now there's enough of juice in our environments. We have the free environment in land investors. We have the closed environment for members in Discord, where you can kind of see how people handled it and work through some stuff. But it's still worth mentioning and bringing up because it is part of this process. It is going to happen, and we'll talk more about it here on the show.
Before we get into the topic, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. Back in the day, it was nearly impossible to find land without a USPS mailing address like 123 Main Street. So over time, I developed a solution. Fast forward to today, it's called parcelfact.com. If you type in the state, the county, and the assessor's parcel number, and up pulls a parcel with the basic stuff that you need to make a phase one due diligence decision about whether or not you want to buy the property. It's a pretty cool tool. It was, again, something that Jill and I used for years, and then ultimately cleaned it all up and made it available to the public.
I have to be honest and say too, I can make a decision with a property with ParcelFact, looking at it on Google Earth to check slope and things like that, which ParcelFact will take me right to. And then the last thing I use is like Zillow or Realtor or something to get a handle on days on market, numbers, and what's for sale, what's been sold, last 6 months, last 12 months, whatever that is. That's it. Those three. So I pay for ParcelFact, but Google Earth Pro is free and Zillow is free. So I make decisions, and that's on those properties 90% of the time with just that. Shannon wrote, anyone sending holiday cards to sellers you've bought from this year? What'd you say in the card? I'm having a hard time coming up with the right words. Well, how sweet is that, Shannon? I actually haven't done that. Or I would even say maybe I would take it a step further that, so if you're reaching out to sellers and sending holiday cards, I would be hoping they have more property to give me. That would be the reason I would be doing that. Now, what I would be more likely to do is send thank you cards to people who have bought from me, because those are my buyers and those are probably other investors, and they might be looking for more property, and I would love to keep them. I like to keep my name on the forefront, whatever I'm trying to say with them. What are your thoughts?
No, I completely agree. I think all that kind of stuff goes a really long way. I think you're going to be doing it by yourself, because not very many people do it anymore, and I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, that's really good.
Today's Jill Friday. She's going to talk about embracing the hate and then sending out more mail. This is the meat of the show.
So I'm going to cover this, and then I'm going to have you ask me questions. So what am I talking about? We get our data, we get it in the mail, we have these real offers that go out to owners of property. They aren't expecting this, they weren't looking for this, they don't know it's coming, they didn't click on anything, and here comes a real offer in the mail to buy the property. And yeah, some of them are going to be unhappy. I'm sure you've got some for your house. That happens a lot. Or fill in the blank. Pizza. I love those coupons though. But, there's people that get it and they either throw it away. There's people that are either like, this is a bunch of junk. I don't want to sell my house, or I don't want to sell my property. I'm building on it right now, or I have plans to fill in the blank. They throw it away. There's some that are really happy to see your mail. They're like, oh, thank God. I didn't know what I was going to do with this. I didn't even know Dad had this, or my husband had this, or fill in the blank. I'm so happy. And then there's some that are like, then they're mad. And that's what Jack coined the term hate and why it's spelled Haight. That's Jack's special spelling that he came up with 20 or so years ago to lovingly refer to the hate.
Lovingly referred to the hate.
I know.
I love that sentence.
Exactly. So, and it's just part of it. I personally get excited because that means, what could be coming? If you get no hate and everybody calls you back and they love all your offers, you're like, that means I probably offered too much money. But healthy amount of hate is normal for this. And should that stop you from keeping the wheels on and keeping the mail going? No.
You gotta embrace it.
Yeah. So, and if you don't like it, if you really get into this and you really can't handle it, you find that you're not good at turning these people around, you can't get numbers out of them, don't worry about it. Shoot those phone calls over to Pat Live or something like that. It's too easy to have somebody else answer the call and uncover for you, do they really want to sell? Do they like your offer? And enough information that you can move forward from there. That's it.
In most Westerns, like movies or like action movies, there's one moment where a couple or a few people are huddled under a rock, taking all kinds of, enemy fire, and they're probably about to die. And one character says, I can't believe we got ourselves into this. We're about to die, and it's been great knowing you. And the other character says, are you done yet? Because I'm not dying today, so we got to get out of this. When you get the hate, don't be the first guy, be the second guy. Like, look, great, all the hate's coming in a few more minutes, there's going to be an amazing real estate deal out of all this. And that's what I say about embrace the hate, just send out more mail and you just got to laugh about it. That's what I meant really by this topic. Jill, for whatever reason, is a natural at this and has been since day one. And I think that I personally have laughed a lot harder since watching how she deals with it and turns it around in our favor. And very often we end up buying a piece of real estate because you embrace the hate. It doesn't get to you.
Nope. Never has. You know what? I've never taken it personally. Maybe that's part of it. So maybe that could be a question. Why do I take it like that? Because I don't care. I don't know these people. I don't really care. If they want to sell, great. If they don't want to sell, fine. No skin off my nose. I'm just going to answer the phone. Because you know why? Because I got enough mail out there. I got more coming at me. Every time that phone rings, there's an opportunity. It could be a seller. It could be a buyer. I don't know. It could be my title company saying, yay, I got the commitment back a week early. When do you want to close? It could be that kind of a call. So I always answer the phone, eagerly, wondering who's reaching out to me. And that's my whole thing too, by the way. I can handle this. What I can't handle is cold calling. This is so funny. As good as I am on the phones, for 2 weeks, when I was somewhere around 19 years old, I had a job. I shouldn't say that. 2 days. I didn't even last 2 weeks.
I've had a lot of 2-day jobs.
2 weeks was another job.
That's a whole show.
Yeah. I don't even think I lasted 1 day. I'm pretty sure it was like 1 day. It might have been 2, but I'm dead serious. This is 100% true. I had to go into an office and sit down, put on a headset, and cold call.
That's awful.
Doctors' offices.
Oh, geez.
To sell rubber gloves. So first, man. I'm like, okay, I can handle this. And so the first trick is getting through to the office manager. The receptionist is all good receptionists are pretty much trained to get you off the phone and not even entertain it. So you got to kind of sneak your way in there to get to talk to the office manager or who's in charge of buying the rubber gloves. It's the funniest thing.
It's a good story. I don't think I've ever heard this.
Yeah. So I really think it was 2 days. So it's day one, I'm giving it a shot. In every phone call, I get a little bit closer. I'm like, all right. I learned to use this verbiage. I learned not to come out of the gate with that. I guess a little get better at these phone calls. And then I think it was, somewhere during day 2, I realized I just can't do this. This is just not who I am. You have to almost be sneaky too, to like say, I need to speak with, whatever. And so I did not last, obviously. I did not go back, and I honestly didn't even collect a paycheck. I didn't feel like I deserved any pay for that.
Isn't that great?
Because I just couldn't hack that.
Boy, that's the greatest decision ever. I think that jobs like that can parlay into careers, which is just, it's tragic.
Well, I think about the number of people that are still doing it in our world. There's a lot of people I talk to that are calling, and they have this like list of people that they call. It's mostly in the house flipping environment, that they're doing a lot of outbound calls and talking to a lot of people and I feel like they're almost trying to talk them into selling their house. And I'm like, why would you ever do that? And how hard is that? And how many phone calls do you have to make to get a deal? I'm just not going to work that hard. So send out so much. The money that they spend and waste and the weeks of sitting there would be so much better spent sending out a ton of mail and seeing who comes back when they have your offer, like we do.
So you put a frame of reference around it like that. There's a few options for you to create a pipeline or a funnel of potential transactions. Cold calling is one way.
Right.
Sending out a mailer is another way. Sending out an offer campaign is another way. And when you look at all of them, this is the way to do it. Right. Sending out an actual offer campaign what's intelligently priced with a way to answer the phones and some intelligence about the market is way, way, way different than calling somebody to see if they want any gloves, to buy some rubber gloves.
Exactly.
So when you really look at how to create that funnel, taking the hate, embracing the hate is easy. It's a silly little offshoot, hilarious thing that you just do, and then you buy some dirt. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you shake it off, you kind of giggle. Well, I guess I hit them on a bad day, whatever it is.
So I guess the second part of this is then send out more mail. Embrace the hate, then send some more mail out. So I think that the hope that doesn't negatively, there's got to be people that say, I can't deal with this hate, so I'm not going to send any more mail out. And that's kind of where it all could end. That's what I don't want to happen. That's
why if you can't do it, or maybe you know it going into it, great. Put someone else in place from day one. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's right.
At all. Don't make it your mom.
Or your daughter.
Definitely not your wife.
Yes.
If they can't handle it, like, could you imagine somebody's like, I'm going to have my wife answer the phone. She has no idea what's coming.
Oh my gosh.
No,
that's
don't
awful.
do that. No, I say don't do that.
That's terrible.
I know. So yeah, there's companies that can help you with that, and they're ready for it. And we can help you with that in Land Academy. We'll show you. Happy you could join us today. 5 days a week, you can find us here on the Land Academy Show. Join us next week for another interesting episode. You are not alone in your real estate ambition. You know what we forgot to say is Happy Thanksgiving. That was last week. This is Friday. Oh, right. Yeah, we missed a week. Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah, we got a little ahead of ourselves. Yeah, we did. They know it. That's okay. That's what happens when you get ahead of yourself recording. Well, it's now 8 days after Thanksgiving. and Jack just thinks about it. That's nice. Yep. That's same with my birthday. Same with Christmas. Don't even get me started on our anniversary. You know what the truth is? I remember all those things, and you know it. I know. We're Jack and Jill. Information and inspiration to buy undervalued property. We hope you found our content valuable, and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button. And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.